So, you sent over a ton of stuff on meditation, and I've got to say, it's really interesting. We've got articles here from Healthline UCLA Med School, the Mayo Clinic, Very Well Mind.
Wow.
I mean, it seems like everyone's talking about meditation these days.
Mm-hmm.
But our mission today is to go a little deeper.
Okay.
I think, we want to get past just the sort of everyday stuff everybody already knows about stress reduction.
Yeah.
We're going to uncover the science behind how meditation really benefits both your mind and your body.
I think what's fascinating is how all of these different sources come at it from such different angles.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some overlap in terms of the core principles.
Okay. So let's start with the basics.
Yeah.
What exactly is meditation? From what I've been reading, it's all about training your mind to focus your attention. It's like mental discipline, learning to control where your thoughts go.
Right.
And Healthline describes it as a habitual process that makes you more aware of yourself and what's going on around you.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously it's becoming incredibly popular, so people must be getting something out of it.
Definitely. And it's not just a trend. It's been around for centuries.
Yeah.
It seems like meditation can help with so many things, like reducing stress, which we all know about, but also improving concentration, boosting positive feelings, and even building good habits.
It's interesting. Healthline even mentions things like better mood, stronger self-discipline, even improved sleep, and a higher pain tolerance.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
And UCLA really emphasizes mindfulness,
Right.
which is basically being present in the moment without judging anything, almost like switching off that autopilot in our minds that's always running in the background.
Yeah, it is kind of like hitting the pause button on all that mental chatter, isn't it?
Exactly. And what's really cool is how both UCLA and the Mayo Clinic talk about how accessible meditation is.
Okay.
You can literally do it anytime, anywhere.
That's a big plus.
Right? Makes it way more doable.
Yeah, for sure. So the Mayo Clinic mentions how meditation has been around for ages, but they really emphasize how relevant it is today for just relaxing, and especially for reducing stress. They actually call it a complementary mind-body practice.
Interesting.
For achieving deep mental calm and relaxation.
I like that. Complementary mind-body practice.
It sounds very holistic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So what's the actual process? What are you supposed to do when you meditate?
Well, it seems like a key element is focusing your attention on one thing.
Okay.
It could be your breath, a sound, a word, anything really.
Right.
And by doing that, you're basically quieting down all those distracting thoughts.
Like creating a mental stillness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very well. Mind takes it a step further, suggesting that the goal is to actually reach a higher state of awareness and even changes in consciousness.
That's pretty profound.
Right. But one common thread across all the sources is this idea of not getting carried away by every single thought that pops into your head.
Interesting. So you're not trying to completely empty your mind.
Not necessarily.
You're just learning to observe those thoughts without letting them control you.
Right, exactly. And very well, Mind makes a good point that while meditation often has spiritual roots, you can totally practice it without any religious or spiritual beliefs.
That's a good clarification because I think some people might be intimidated by that aspect.
Absolutely. So no matter your background or beliefs,
Right.
there's probably a form of meditation out there that could benefit you.
Okay. So we've covered what meditation is. Let's talk about those aha moments, those science-backed benefits that go beyond just feeling a bit more chilled out.
Right.
And the big one everyone always talked about is stress reduction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's huge. Healthline points out that when we're stressed for a long time, it actually shows up in our bodies.
Like how?
Things like higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone,
Oh, yeah.
and even an increased heart rate. But a big review from 2017,
Okay.
they looked at 45 studies, actually found that different meditation techniques can lower those physical signs of stress.
So it's not just in our heads?
Nope. It has a real impact on the body.
And they say it helps regulate something called the HPA axis, which is like the body's central stress response system.
Exactly. It's like meditation is calming down the control center for stress.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's not just about feeling less stressed overall.
Right.
Healthline says there's research suggesting that meditation can actually ease symptoms of specific conditions that are linked to stress.
Oh, really? Like what?
Like irritable bowel syndrome, PTSD, even fibromyalgia.
Wow, that's a pretty big deal.
Right. It's not just a little bit of stress relief, it's potentially helping with some serious health issues. And UCLA also emphasizes stress relief as a major benefit, especially for their med students.
Oh, yeah, of course. Med school's got to be super stressful.
Right. So it makes sense that they'd see meditation as a valuable tool.
Absolutely. And when you think about it, this ability to reduce stress naturally leads to another big benefit, better anxiety control.
Makes sense. Less stress, less anxiety.
Exactly. And Healthline backs this up with a meta-analysis from 2014. They looked at almost 1,300 adults and found a noticeable decrease in anxiety.
So it's not just anecdotal evidence.
Nope. There is real data to support it. And what's interesting is that the people who started with higher anxiety levels saw the biggest improvement.
So it's especially helpful for those who need it most.
Right. It's like a targeted approach to anxiety relief. And there's even more recent research.
Oh, really?
Healthline mentions a study where people with generalized anxiety disorder did mindfulness meditation for just 8 weeks.
8 weeks? It's not that long.
Right. And they saw a real reduction in their anxiety symptoms. Plus, they started having more positive self-talk, and they got better at dealing with stress.
So it's not just masking the anxiety, it's actually giving people tools to cope.
Exactly. And get this, there's even evidence that meditation can help with work-related anxiety.
Oh, wow. Like that feeling of being overwhelmed at work.
Yeah, there's a study where employees used a mindfulness app,
Okay.
and they reported feeling happier overall and less stressed out at work.
That's huge. I think everyone can relate to that feeling of work stress.
Yeah, for sure. So meditation is definitely something to consider if you're struggling with that.
Absolutely. So we've talked about stress and anxiety, but it seems like meditation also has a major positive impact on our emotional well-being in general.
Totally. Healthline suggests that certain types of meditation can actually help you feel better about yourself
Okay.
and have a more positive outlook on life.
Like a boost in self-esteem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they reference a review that looked at over 3,500 adults.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
And they found that mindfulness meditation actually helped improve symptoms of depression.
That's incredible. It's almost like meditation is rewiring our brains to be more positive.
Right. And there's a study from 2015
Okay.
where people who meditated didn't have as many negative thoughts when they saw negative images.
So it's changing how we react to negativity.
Exactly. It's like we're less affected by it. Very well. Mind adds that meditation can actually reverse the body's stress response, which is so important for protecting us from the long-term damage that chronic stress can cause.
So it's not just about feeling better in the moment.
Nope, it's about protecting our health in the long run.
It's fascinating how meditation seems to deepen our connection with ourselves, leading to a greater sense of self-awareness.
Absolutely. Healthline explains that some types of meditation, like self-inquiry meditation, are all about helping you understand yourself and your relationships better.
So it's like introspection through meditation.
Yeah, exactly. It involves recognizing those negative thought patterns we all have and consciously steering them towards more positive ones.
So it's not just about awareness, it's about actively changing those negative patterns.
Right. And this heightened self-awareness can have positive social effects too.
Oh, really?
There's a study from 2019 that found that using a mindfulness app for just 2 weeks actually reduced feelings of loneliness and led to more social interaction.
That's amazing. I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah. It's like by understanding ourselves better, we're better equipped to connect with others.
It's like meditation is improving our social skills. Now, this next benefit is really interesting. It seems like meditation can actually increase your attention span.
Yeah, it's like mental weightlifting for your attention. Healthline uses that analogy, and I love it.
Me too. It's a great way to put it.
They talk about a study where people listened to a meditation recording, and then they actually did better on a task that required focus and accuracy.
So it's not just a subjective feeling?
Nope. They could actually measure the improvement.
Wow. And another study found that people who meditate regularly are better at visual tasks, and they have longer attention spans in general.
It's like their minds are more focused and less easily distracted.
And what's even better is that even short sessions can make a difference.
Right.
Healthline says that just 13 minutes a day for 8 weeks can improve both attention and memory.
That's encouraging, right? Because who doesn't have 13 minutes?
Right. It's totally doable, even for busy people.
Yeah.
Speaking of memory, there's some interesting research suggesting that meditation might help slow down age-related memory decline.
Yeah, that's a big one, especially as we get older. The idea is that by improving focus and clarity, meditation can keep our minds sharp.
So it's like a workout for the brain.
Exactly. Healthline mentions something called Kirtan Kriya, which is a type of chanting meditation.
Okay.
And older studies showed that it helped people with memory loss do better on neuropsychological tests.
So it's not just preventing decline, it's potentially improving existing memory problems.
Right. And they also cite a 2014 review that suggests various meditation styles can boost attention memory and mental quickness in older adults.
That's really promising, especially since there's no magic pill for memory loss.
Exactly. So meditation could be a really valuable tool for healthy aging.
Now, this next benefit might surprise some people. It turns out that meditation can actually make you more kind.
Yeah, it's true. It's all about a specific type of meditation called metta meditation,
Right.
or loving kindness meditation. Healthline explains that the goal is to develop feelings of warmth and compassion first towards yourself. And then you extend those feelings to others, starting with friends and family, then acquaintances, and eventually even to people you have conflict with.
Wow, that's challenging.
It is. But a meta-analysis of 22 studies actually found that this type of meditation really does increase compassion for yourself and others.
So it's not just wishful thinking.
Nope, it's backed by science. And the cool thing is that the benefits seem to grow stronger the more you practice.
So it's a muscle you can strengthen over time.
Exactly. Now, another really important potential benefit is for people struggling with addiction.
That's a huge area where people are looking for solutions.
Right. And Healthline explains that the mental discipline you develop through meditation can actually help break those patterns of dependence.
I like how.
By giving you more self-control and making you more aware of the triggers that lead to addictive behaviors.
So it's not just about willpower. It's about understanding those underlying patterns.
Right. They talk about a study from 2018 that linked transcendental meditation with lower stress, less psychological distress, and even reduce alcohol cravings and drinking in people with alcohol use disorder.
So it's not just a theoretical benefit. It's actually helping people in real life.
Right. And there's even earlier research suggesting that meditation might help manage food cravings by reducing emotional stress and binge eating.
So it's about addressing those underlying emotional drivers behind addiction.
Exactly. Now, for anyone out there who has trouble sleeping,
Oh, yeah. I think everyone struggles with that sometimes.
meditation might be the answer.
Really?
There's a study from 2014 that compared different mindfulness programs,
Okay.
and the people who meditated reported sleeping longer and having less severe insomnia.
That's amazing. I'm definitely going to try this.
It's worth a shot. Healthline explains that meditation can quiet those racing thoughts that keep us awake at night.
Yeah, that's a big one for me.
And it helps relax your body, which makes it easier to fall asleep. And UCLA also mentions improved sleep as one of the benefits.
So it's not just about feeling calmer. It's about actually getting more restful sleep.
Absolutely. Now let's switch gears to physical well-being.
Okay.
Meditation has also shown some real promise in managing pain.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a review from 2017 that looked at 38 studies, and they found that mindfulness meditation could reduce pain intensity, improve quality of life, and even reduce symptoms of depression in people with chronic pain.
That's incredible. It's like meditation is giving people a way to cope with pain that doesn't involve medication.
Exactly. And there's a big meta-analysis from 2014 that also found a link between meditation and reduced pain.
So it's not just a few isolated studies.
Nope. It's a growing body of evidence.
And perhaps one of the most important physical benefits is meditation's potential to lower blood pressure.
Right. High blood pressure is a serious issue. It puts a lot of strain on your heart, and it can lead to all sorts of problems like atherosclerosis, heart attack, and stroke.
It's definitely something to take seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But a meta-analysis from 2015 found that meditation actually helped lower blood pressure, especially in older adults and people who started with higher readings.
So it's not just a tiny improvement, it can make a real difference.
And what's really interesting is how it works. Healthline explains that meditation seems to relax the nerve signals that control things like heart function, blood vessel tension, and even the fight or flight response.
So it's like calming down the entire system that controls blood pressure.
Exactly. And UCLA also lists lower blood pressure as a potential benefit.
Now, we've talked about this a lot, but it's worth repeating. One of the best things about meditation is how accessible it is.
Totally accessible.
Healthline makes a really good point, that you don't need any fancy equipment or a special place to meditate.
You really don't.
Just a few minutes a day can make a difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they talk about the two main types of meditation.
Okay.
Focused attention meditation, where you concentrate on a single object, thought, or sensation
Okay.
to minimize distraction.
Right.
And then open monitoring meditation, where you develop a broader awareness of everything that's happening around you without judging it.
Interesting. So there's different approaches depending on what you're trying to achieve.
Right. And if you're someone who has trouble finding quiet time on your own, they suggest joining a class.
Well, that's a good idea. It can provide support and structure.
Exactly. And they recommend taking advantage of those quiet moments in the morning
Okay.
to make meditation a regular habit.
Like before the day gets crazy.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why of meditation's benefits. But for someone who's listening and feeling a bit overwhelmed, like
Yeah.
where do I even start?
I get it. It can be daunting.
What are some practical steps they can take to actually do it?
The Mayo Clinic has some great advice here.
Yeah.
They emphasize that it's simple and inexpensive.
Okay.
You don't need any special gear. Just find a quiet place initially.
Right.
Get comfortable and focus on your attention.
Okay.
Practice relaxed breathing, and most importantly, have an open mind.
Sounds pretty straightforward.
It is, and they give some really concrete examples that I think are super helpful for beginners.
Like what?
Things like just focusing on your breath, doing a body scan where you pay attention to physical sensations,
Okay.
repeating a mantra, which can be spiritual or secular, even walking meditation, where you focus on the movement of your body.
I like that one. It's active.
Right. And they even include prayer and reflecting on inspiring texts or music as forms of meditation.
So it's really about finding what works for you.
Exactly. And very well, Mind reminds us that consistency is key.
Makes sense. Like any new habit.
Right. Even short daily sessions are more effective than longer, infrequent ones.
So it's about making it a part of your routine.
Absolutely. And they also normalize the experience of your mind wandering.
Meaning it's okay if your mind wanders.
Totally. It's going to happen. It's actually part of the process.
Right.
The important thing is to notice when your attention drifts and gently bring it back.
So it's not about beating yourself up.
Nope. It's about being kind to yourself and recognizing that it takes practice.
I like that approach.
Yeah.
It takes the pressure off.
Definitely. Very well. Mind suggests starting at a time when you're already feeling relaxed and just focusing on your breath for as little as 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyone can do that.
Right. And they also recommend guided meditation.
Oh, yeah, like those apps and podcasts.
Exactly. Those can be super helpful, especially when you're starting out.
Now, it's important to acknowledge that meditation isn't a magic cure-all, and building a consistent practice takes effort.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's not always easy to stick with it.
Right, very well. Mind points out that developing a regular routine requires discipline. And some people might find it tough to quiet their thoughts at first.
For sure. It's a skill you have to learn.
And they also mention that people with physical limitations might find certain types of meditation challenging.
Right.
But they suggest that moving meditations might be a good alternative.
Exactly. And this is super important. Very well. Mind cautions that meditation might not be the best approach for people with a history of trauma or serious mental health conditions.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, they suggest that other types of therapy, like somatic therapy, might be more appropriate in those cases.
Yeah.
So it's always best to talk to a professional if you have any concerns.
Absolutely. It's about finding what's safe and effective for you. And while having an experienced teacher can be incredibly helpful.
Oh, for sure.
Very well. Mind emphasizes that it's not essential to have one.
Right.
The most important thing is to focus on your breath or the present moment.
Exactly. And they also stress the importance of patience.
Makes sense.
It might feel hard at first, especially if you're busy and don't have a lot of free time.
Right.
But they assure us that the benefits are worth the effort.
Okay, so as we wrap up, what's the biggest takeaway for you from all this research?
You know, for me, it's the sheer range of scientifically backed benefits that meditation offers. It's not just about feeling calmer, it's about real improvements in mental clarity, emotional resilience, even things like blood pressure.
That's pretty amazing.
And what's really empowering is that it's so accessible. You don't need special equipment or hours of free time to start feeling those positive changes.
That's what makes it so appealing, right?
Totally. Even a few minutes a day can make a big difference over time.
So as you're listening, think about which of these potential benefits resonates most with you.
Yeah.
Is it better sleep? Maybe more calm during a hectic day?
Right.
Sharper focus? What is it that you're looking for? Maybe this deep dive has sparked enough curiosity for you to try one of those simple techniques we talked about.
I hope so.
It could be the beginning of your own journey into a more mindful way of living.
It's definitely worth exploring.